Hello, YouTube friends, and thank you for joining us again in this third episode of Me Right, You Wrong, So What. And today we will be judging a post titled AITA for refusing to give my former BILs stepchildren access to my late sister's possessions. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comments below on whether or not you agree with our judgment on this post. Um, as always, we thank you for your support. And let's begin. I want to remind everyone that this is a reaction as well as a commentary, so I have not read this post in advance. Um, so stick around towards the very end. My sister Anna died 8 years ago. She had two boys, Luca and Milo. Sorry to hear that she passed away. With her husband. The boys were her whole world, and when she realized she wasn't going to make it, she took me aside and told me she wanted me to look after her possessions. Okay. Which included her small jewelry collection, a couple of very fancy art supplies, think custom paintbrushes kind of thing, some stuffed animals she'd had since childhood, and some family photos, baby books, and blankets saved that belonged to our family. She told me she knew her husband would move on and she worried he would allow any future children of his to have her stuff instead of her boys once they became of age. She made me promise I would keep them for the boys once they moved out. I made her the promise and I kept it. Okay, so recapping, Sister Anna died 8 years ago. She had two boys and she knew that the husband would be moving on, so she entrusted her sister with her possessions because she wanted her own boys to have those and not any future children of her husband. Okay. He knew about it and was extremely unhappy with Anna's decision. He felt betrayed. My former brother in law remarried 6 years ago and has two stepdaughters as well as a bio daughter. Luca and Milo come to my house 1 weekend a month, which was ordered by the courts. And while they are with me, they have admitted to feeling like their dad wants them to treat the three girls like their mom's kids. Mm. He had asked them to ask me to give the girls the jewelry and stuffed animals. The boys also told me he had shown the girls the photos of the two of them with the stuffed animals, and the girls got really jealous. They said they don't want their mom's stuff to go to them. I promised them it would not, and I would give it to them one day. Former brother in law's oldest stepdaughter is turning 13 soon, and apparently she wanted my sister's locket or a look-alike. He approached me about it, and I told him no way. He told me I was being selfish, and they are Milo and Luca's sisters, and Anna's memory should be shared with them, and they should feel like they have a guardian angel looking out for them. I told him Anna had not wanted that, and her priority would always have been her children over children he had or took on with someone else. I told him those three girls were nothing to do with Anna and were not entitled to any of her possessions. He called me an asshole and told me I was making the girls feel bad, and that even if Anna never met them, I should have accepted them as family and done my best to treat them. He also brought up my not even letting them see the things in person, the stuffed animals especially. And I do remember his younger stepdaughter, who is 10, was upset to not get to see them. It makes me wonder if I'm being too harsh with the kids, But I also don't want them to get attached either because they will never actually get anything from me. And the boys don't consider them sisters, so it's unlikely they will ever give them anything either. Am I the a-hole? I think for me, this is very cut and dry. It is clear that Anna was not okay with giving her possessions to others outside of the immediate family. Um, she knew that her husband would carry on, which he did. I just don't see why he is fixated on those things that belong to his wife, to his late wife. Why want to give them out to the children of his second wife? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It sounds petty in a way. Um, it sounds like he has no regard for the feelings of his two children that, are now missing out on mom. And I don't think this is a situation that should have to happen. If if the if her last wishes were that those things should go to the sister so that they could one day be passed down to her sons, I think he should respect that. And I think that his stepchildren and his new wife should respect that fact. And it's just beyond me why anybody would fight over the last wishes of a dying person. I mean, those things are not theirs to begin with. They never were. And so it doesn't make sense to me that anybody would want to fight over those. Um, Definitely, they should go to the children. Um, let's see what the comments say. Not the a-hole. And wow, how did your sister predict your brother-in-law's future behavior? Only asshole here is brother-in-law. I agree. Did BIL leave his heroin stash in one of the stuffed animals or something? Not the a-hole. This is exactly why your sister was so concerned. Not the a-hole. Sale does Christ on sale. Does this man have any shame? BIL is the one disappointing these children by showing them things he knows they'll never have. Agreed. Shouldn't even be an issue. Not the not the a-hole. It sounds to me like your sister's marriage wasn't that good. Yeah, based on what I've was able to read, yeah, if she was having those concerns, it is very likely that it wasn't that great of a marriage, and she had the foresight and turned out to be accurate. And just the fact that the brother-in-law is just going after the things that just, yeah, doesn't speak very well of him at all, to say the least. Okay, so judgment call, not the a-hole.